The story of Earth's ancient past is filled with creatures so massive and strange that they challenge our imagination. Among the most fascinating of these giants is Megatherium, a prehistoric sloth that once roamed South America. Unlike the small, slow, tree-dwelling sloths we know today, Megatherium was a colossal ground sloth, towering at over 20 feet in length and capable of standing as tall as a giraffe. Its immense size and unique adaptations made it one of the most impressive land mammals to ever live. And its story offers a glimpse into an ancient world where mammalian giants rivaled the dinosaurs in sheer presence. Megatherium lived during the Pleistocene epoch, a time stretching from about 2.6 million years ago to as recently as 10,000 years ago. This was the Ice Age, when massive glaciers shaped the land and giant mammals like mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and woolly rhinoceroses roamed. South America, where Megatherium thrived, was home to a spectacular array of creatures. In this environment, the giant sloth carved out its niche as one of the largest land herbivores ever to walk the continent. Its scientific name, Megatherium americanum, literally means Great Beast of the Americas, a fitting title for an animal of such extraordinary proportions. Physically, Megatherium was unlike anything alive today. It could weigh up to 4 tons, roughly the same as an elephant, and when standing upright on its hind legs, it could reach over 20 feet in height. Imagine a creature as tall as a giraffe, yet built with the bulk and strength of a bear. Its massive skeleton reveals long curved claws that could stretch up to a foot in length. At first glance, these claws might appear to be weapons for hunting, but they were in fact specialized tools for feeding. Megatherium used them to pull down branches, strip leaves, and dig up roots. Its long, muscular arms allowed it to reach vegetation inaccessible to smaller herbivores, giving it a major advantage in the Ice Age ecosystems. Despite its enormous size, Megatherium was primarily a plant eater. Its teeth were designed for grinding tough vegetation, and its jaws were capable of chewing through fibrous leaves and stems. However, some paleontologists have debated whether it might have been an opportunistic omnivore, occasionally scavenging meat when food was scarce. While the evidence is not conclusive, this possibility adds another layer of intrigue to our understanding of the giant sloth's lifestyle. Whether strictly herbivorous or more flexible in its diet, Megatherium was clearly a dominant forager, shaping its environment as it consumed vast amounts of plant matter. One of the most remarkable aspects of Megatherium was its posture and movement. Unlike modern sloths, which spend their lives hanging upside down from trees, Megatherium was fully terrestrial. It walked on all fours, but its anatomy suggests it could rear up on its hind legs, balancing on its massive tail for support. This tripod-like stance allowed it to tower over other animals and access food high above the ground. When standing, it could strip entire branches from trees, reshaping forests in the process. Its slow but powerful gait made it a true giant of the land, and though it was not built for speed, its sheer size offered protection from most predators. Predation, however, was not entirely absent from Megatherium's world. Saber-toothed cats like Smilodon prowled the Pleistocene landscapes of South America. And while they may have occasionally targeted young or weak sloths, an adult Megatherium would have been a formidable opponent. With its size, strength, and sharp claws, it could defend itself effectively if threatened. Yet perhaps the greatest challenge it faced was not from predators, but from the changing climate and the arrival of a new and highly adaptable competitor, humans. Around 15,000 years ago, humans began to spread across South America, bringing with them advanced tools, hunting strategies, and fire. These early people encountered Megatherium and saw not just a giant animal, but a valuable source of food, hide, and bone. Evidence suggests that humans hunted the giant sloth, contributing to its eventual extinction. Combined with the warming climate at the end of the Ice Age, which altered habitats and reduced food availability, Megatherium populations began to decline. By about 10,000 years ago, this towering sloth, which had dominated the continent for millions of years, disappeared from the Earth. The extinction of Megatherium is a reminder of the fragility of even the mightiest species. Despite its enormous size and adaptability, it could not withstand the dual pressures of environmental change and human expansion. Its disappearance was part of a broader wave of extinctions that swept across the globe at the end of the Pleistocene, wiping out many of the giant mammals that had defined the Ice Age. Mammoths, mastodons, giant armadillos, and saber-toothed cats all vanished during this period, leaving behind a world that looked much more like the one we know today. Fossil discoveries have given us an extraordinary window into the life of Megatherium. The first remains were discovered in Argentina in 1788, making it one of the earliest giant prehistoric mammals ever studied. These discoveries fascinated scientists of the time, who marveled at the idea of such a massive sloth. Since then, more skeletons have been unearthed across South America, providing detailed insights into its anatomy, behavior, and evolution. Complete skeletons show us just how immense these creatures were. while fossilized footprints revealed their slow but steady movements across ancient landscapes. Megatherium was part of a larger group of animals known as xenarthrons, which also includes armadillos and anteaters. These creatures share unique skeletal and muscular traits that distinguish them from other mammals. The giant sloth was, in many ways, the pinnacle of xenarthran evolution, pushing the limits of size and adaptation. Its success as a species highlights the incredible diversity of mammals during the Ice Age, and its extinction underscores how quickly even dominant creatures can vanish. The legacy of Megatherium lives on in the sloths we know today, though the contrast could not be greater. Modern sloths are small, tree-dwelling creatures that move slowly to conserve energy and avoid detection by predators. While they are fascinating in their own right, they represent only a shadow of their gigantic ancestors. The comparison between the two is a striking example of how evolution can produce radically different adaptations within the same lineage. Studying Megatherium also offers valuable lessons for us today. It reminds us of the profound impact humans can have on the environment and on other species. The arrival of humans in the Americas coincided with the disappearance of many large animals, suggesting that our ancestors played a significant role in shaping ecosystems long before the modern era. As we confront a new wave of extinctions driven by climate change and human activity, the story of Megatherium serves as both a warning and a call to action. In popular culture, the idea of a giant sloth has captured the imagination of artists, writers, and filmmakers. Its immense size and unusual appearance make it a perfect candidate for prehistoric documentaries and museum exhibits. Seeing a reconstructed skeleton of Megatherium towering above visitors is a humbling experience, offering a tangible connection to a world that no longer exists. It challenges us to imagine what it would have been like to stand in the shadow of such a creature. To hear the heavy footsteps of a sloth, taller than a giraffe, moving across the plains. The giant sloth's story is not just one of biology and extinction, but also of discovery and wonder. From the first fossil hunters who uncovered its bones to the scientists who study its remains today, Megatherium continues to inspire curiosity. It connects us to the deep history of life on Earth, reminding us that the world has been home to creatures far beyond anything we might expect. By studying these ancient giants, we not only learn about the past, but also gain perspective on the present and the future. Megatherium was more than just a giant sloth. It was a symbol of the extraordinary possibilities of evolution. A creature that pushed the boundaries of what mammals could become. Taller than a giraffe, stronger than a bear, and adapted to a world long gone. It stood as one of nature's greatest experiments. Though it vanished thousands of years ago, its bones still speak to us across the ages, telling a story of power, survival, and ultimately, loss. As we look back on the life of Megatherium, we are reminded of the grandeur and fragility of Earth's history. This massive sloth, once the ruler of its environment, now exists only in fossils and reconstructions. Yet its influence endures, shaping our understanding of evolution, extinction, and the interconnectedness of all living things. Standing in the presence of its towering skeleton, one cannot help but feel awe at the scale of life's possibilities and a sense of responsibility for the world we are shaping today. Megatherium may be gone, but its story remains. It tells us of a time when giants walked the earth, of ecosystems teeming with life both familiar and strange, and of the delicate balance that sustains all creatures. In remembering the giant sloth taller than a giraffe, we honor the wonders of the past and reaffirm our duty to preserve the diversity of life that still surrounds us.